Well, good evening. You join me in a tiny little village at the moment. I don't think it's even a village. I think it's more of a hamlet in Hampshire called Fackham. And because it was such a nice day, I finished nights this morning. Had a couple of hours sleep. It's now 6:30 in the evening. And I fancied coming out for a wild camp. And because it was so sunny, I couldn't resist it. I mean, look at where we are. Let's have a quick look around, look. Look at these rolling hills. So we are heading towards, and it's a couple of miles away, a hill which is the highest peak, the highest point in the whole of Hampshire. I've been near it because there's a couple of famous things near it, but I've never been up it to the highest point. And looking at the terrain of the walk we've got, it's a couple of miles, but I do believe once we've got this down bit done, it's going to be a bit of steep climbing, so that's yet to be seen. So I'm looking forward to that. Can you guess, or do you know, the highest peak, the highest point in Hampshire? I'm told there's a trig up there as well, marking its height, as you find with these places. But there are some comments online saying it's in a private field, so I don't know about that. We will see if we can find it at some point, whether that be today or in the morning. But anyway, this is absolutely lovely, and the drive here was a couple of miles in the middle of nowhere, so fingers crossed for an excellent wild camp. So I'll pick you up. So I am on Pilot Hill in Hampshire. I've pitched up in probably not the best idea, but because of where I am, there's not that many places you can go. But I'm in long grass, which isn't necessarily a good idea, and I might regret that later because it's going to get wet and there's probably going to be a lot of midges as the night draws in. Ticks. The list goes on, really. So probably not overly sensible. Plus I'm by a shady bit here, so there is a few more gnats and midges flying around than normal. I'm going to get my thermarest? I don't mean that, do I? Flex tail out in a minute and stick that on and see if that repels them, and we'll see how it goes. I'm absolutely knackered, but what a view. Look at that view. We are very high up, about as high as you can get in Hampshire, as you can see. I don't know how good the view is on the screen, but you can see a long, long way. And then there's just a little bit more height to go up there. And I think the sun will set somewhere here, which means it should rise out of my door just over there. But that's to be seen. I don't think there's anything in this field. I mean, you never actually know, do you? I'm praying there's nothing in this field. The gate was open down the bottom, which to me suggests it's not being used at the moment. So yeah, that's wide open. I can't see many tracks in here, and it's quite long, wild grass. Hence all the insects. So we'll see. I've already cleaned a few ticks out from inside the tent and I've kept it shut, so let's hope we keep them out. Right, so I'm currently hiding in the tent from all the insects. There's a lot of insects around here. We got Peroni. Oh, I'm absolutely roasting. It was about a 2-mile walk. Almost all uphill. I was a little bit down to start. It was all uphill. So I'm a bit tired. I'll have my lager. Finish off setting up the tent. I don't think I'll be long until I'm asleep, if I'm honest. Should see a sunset in about an hour, I reckon. So we'll see how things go. I just had the drone around. You've probably seen the footage that I used at the start. It is so quiet. Apart from the nature, the birds, it's absolutely silent. I think this is the first time I've gone wild camping where I've actually walked a couple of miles from the nearest road into proper nature. And I feel quite isolated because you can see for miles. But yeah, you know there's nobody around. I did check the field when I come in and the gate's wide open. I'm assuming there's going to be no large animals roaming around because the tent, if you can see that, the Lanshan 2 is quite hidden in the grass, I suppose. With the old khaki colour, it looks quite good there. You know, you get that worry that there's going to be something running through and runs into your tent. I'm quite looking forward to sunrise in the morning. I'm hoping I've got it right and it is going to be coming over the trees over in the distance over there. That will be absolutely epic if it is. I've had a can of lager. To be honest, I'm going to get my head down in a minute. It's coming up to 9 p.m. Still very light. You feel the chill in the air now, so I've been sweating as well. But I'm probably going to relax now, get my head down before the midges come, and see if I can get to sleep early, because I want to catch the sunrise in the morning, and that'd be quite nice. Right, so inside the 4-season Lanshan 2. I didn't go for the Pro, I went for the standard, because the Pro's in single skin. We will be sleeping on the Thermarest, something or other, whatever that is. And I also use one of the old reflective pads as well, I know, because it kind of makes it a bit flatter, I think. And sleeping wise, with the bag, we are going to go with a rubber scent 500, which will be absolutely perfect for tonight here. Good morning. Well, I slept really badly. There was like a breeze all night, and it was just in the position where it was rattling the tents. It was all night. So just when you're falling asleep, you woke up again. So I was like on and off till about 2. I looked at the clock at 2 and I needed the loo. And then I fell asleep solid until 5, so I've definitely had 3 hours. Caught the sunrise let. There she is, let, just coming up over the hill. And leave no trace, although there is some flat grass. I can't help that because it is so long here that, yeah, it's been left. So
Yikes.
So Pilot Hill in Hampshire, as I've already said a couple of times, the highest point in Hampshire is 938 feet. So yeah, for somewhere in the south, that's pretty high. It's a shame you can't see the views that you've got very well. The rolling hills, I don't know if you can, through the little gap there. But the view is absolutely amazing. You can see for a hell of a distance. So wild camping. It's one of those things that if you tell people you're going wild camping, they're like, oh my God, no campsite in the middle of nowhere. Do you know what? I suppose it is a little bit terrifying because you're going to be, like I am now, you're going to be set up in a tent in the middle of nowhere, and your imagination, it does play tricks with you. No matter how brave you are, you do sit there thinking, what's that noise? Oh my God, what's that? But actually, in the grand scheme of things, there's nothing that's going to do anything to you. The worst you're probably going to get is a tick, I would imagine, rather than something any bigger, monsters or yeah. So if you are a bit scared about going wild camping, just put your Billy Pig pants on, just take a deep breath, go on, do it. Get set up on a nice sunny evening before it gets dark. So you want to set up late so that you're not annoying anybody, because just in case the landowner does come along, you got your hiking stuff, you set up your tent. As long as you're considerate and don't be silly, do you know what, it's all right. Where I just set up, that's like sort of, almost describe it as common land. It's been left to be wild. There's clearly no animals on there. Nice and safe. And if the landowner did come along, which I say is very unlikely, you can just clear up in no time whatsoever. Say you're sorry, you've done nothing wrong, and off you go. So anyway, I've got a 2-mile walk back. Oh, I haven't put me I haven't put me walking thing on. Hike, there we go. Let's put me hike on, I don't want to miss out on that. 2-mile walk back to the car, van, and then I'm going to drive home. Well, I can now see why I haven't seen many people because you've got to go all the way down to the valley of the hill and then all the way back up again. So where I was camping was just on the very tip there. And on Komoot, I use Komoot for my trails, hiking and stuff like that. It tells you it's intermediate. I did wonder why it was as high as intermediate, which isn't high obviously, but that'd be why. It's a hell of a walk. If you do decide to come up here, I would suggest that your shoes are nice and snugly fit and they got a bit of grip on them, because it's dry at the moment, but you still need good grippy soles to get up and down the hill, stop yourself slipping over. I'm sure if it was a bit wet or damp, this would be a little bit more muddy and it'd be quite slippery. So I wouldn't come up in your flip-flops or your Crocs. The little hamlet, the little village you walk through, Fackham it's called, has like a really pretty, looks like a flint church made out of flintstones. Flintstones. And I've got to say, the entire village is absolutely beautiful. It's got a priority post box in a wall of a rather nice property along a rather nice lane. I noticed the addresses are quite funny. Well, not funny, but the houses along the road I'm on are just number 1 Fackham or 2 or 3. Number 1 Fackham, Hampshire. Wow, what an address. So I parked at the local pub, and I've always got that, you know, when you walk back, if you do this sort of thing, hiking, camping, whatever, and you leave your car somewhere, always walking back thinking, oh God, I hope it's okay. Because the things you think about, which I'm thinking about right now, are, I hope it's okay, nobody's touched it, done anything. The pub car park don't lock any gates and it's stuck in there, because that'd be a bit awkward. So I'm not sure it's even 6 o'clock yet this morning. So yeah, let's hope it's all right. Right, so here's that moment. Walking round to your vehicle, I parked it behind this hedge. There she is, look. So far so good. Looking gorgeous. I think we're all good. Thanks for coming along on this wild camping adventure. God, I think that was about 11 kilos. In here somewhere, I've actually got some cookies, because I forgot, I don't know why, I forgot to eat anything last night, which is odd. So I'm a big fan of food, but it does mean this morning I've got a beautiful surprise of having some cookies. Oh yeah. So I shall chomp on these whilst I'm travelling home. Thanks for coming along. Subscribe, like and all that, and I will see you on the next adventure.